then when it comes to the stamina break, I know exactly when he's going to limit burst, because that's exactly when he did it last time. So I have my ultimate ready, and I get that big counter damage. And then I follow up even more by doing a hard knockdown into Crush Cannon, which I follow up into a really nice trapped double crush. Here we go. He vanishes, gets hit by it. He uses evasive, gets hit by it. That's an easy. Leave a like and subscribe. I giga brained the whole match because, again, it's just that good. Hello everyone, it's Megan Steve Doja here, back some more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and this time we're doing a build on the crush moves in the game. Crushing everything. There's a superstar that has crush in the name, but I didn't use it because it wasn't going to work with the build I was going for, so I'm very sorry. And I do want to say now that this is a post-commentary video because I already recorded my regular commentary, but somehow it just fully corrupted. It sounds squeaky in some parts, and it's like, you know, the pictures are wrong, but that's not important. I'm using the crush build based on a comment recommendation. And I think that this build actually does work. The main reason it works is because I get to have two of Khalifa's moves, which is Crush Cannon and Double Crush. And Double Crush is one of the easiest ways to set up Crush Cannon. And even if I don't use Crush Cannon, Double Crush in itself is a very good defense super, and then also a very good attacking super. It does decent damage on its own. It stuns the enemy for quite a decent amount of time. Enough time for you to connect follow-up Ki Blast to it. And you can use it immediately after your enemy vanishes, if you get a combo on them first, to just back hit them outside of where they're blocking. I mean, unless if the guard's sweet spot happens to reach their back, because that does happen a lot in this game. But for the most part, if you use Double Crush and then you get the combo on someone before they get the combo on you, you can use it to counter their vanishes. So here I use Double Crush. I set it up as a shield while I charge up Crush Cannon. And I didn't know he had Sonic Bomb because if you get hit once, Double Crush does get disabled. But it's fine because I got to charge up at least some of Crush Cannon. So my damage exists now. It's up there. I forgot to say, but damn, that was a nasty stamina break. I completely forgot that I just was like, I framed through his transformation. But yeah, I combo Double Crush into Crush Cannon here because the stun is just that long. So yeah, that's an easy leave, like, subscribe. I don't know what else to say. The other moves I do have on are Crusher Ball and Flash Fist Crush. I almost said Flash Fish again. I was going to use Shadow Crusher because that's what the build mostly recommends. But Shadow Crusher to me only works if the enemy goes for a super. And it has to be a super with long recovery too. Because most Ki Blast supers that people use online have like near instant recovery. That's why they use them. And even if you use it against Ki cancels are so free. The things are supposed to counter Ki cancels, aka Dimension Hole, Janemba's move, right? The one thing in the game that only blocks regular basic Ki Blasts doesn't even work because Ki cancel is a thing in the game. Further evidence as to how it's an exploit. Wow, who could have thought? But either way, I fight probably the weirdest Wuhan color scheme I've ever seen in my life. First of all, it's pretty rare to see Wuhan in general, let alone custom Wuhan. But this color scheme is just so bizarre. It really just messed me up. There's a delicious crushable combo you just saw, very easy one to do, and then a double crush combo because it's an amazing move. You should probably try it out. When all of Khalifa's moves came out, I think I did say that they were all pretty amazing. Except maybe her ultimate. Ultimate doesn't do that much damage, but it's at least very good for catching people outside of a vanish without too much punishment going back to you. But yeah, you could see double crush acting as a good shield because it just blocks that, and then damn, look at that tasty combo. Man, oh my god, that's so good. But yeah, you can see Double Crush just effortlessly block one of his charged Ki Blasts. And then I used it to combo Crush Cannon. There's so many blasts come out of it that there's a good chance that one of them will hit. And if even one of them hit, the enemy gets stunned for a decent amount of time. I do believe it's less time than an actual Ki cancel because, you know, that's fair and balanced. But the fact that if all of the blasts connect, it can be a much longer stun is pretty ideal, to say the least. So yeah, I believe this is my last fight with this guy. I think right now he's on a male Earthling or a male Saiyan. I do not remember. But I did fight him on both races. I also fought him on a female margin, but I don't think I need to show that fight. I don't think anything happened on that. I might be lying actually. The fight's probably gonna come up and be like the best fight in the video. But yeah, for now I'm fighting him on his Earthling. And here specifically is where I was trying to get Crush a Volcano to happen, because I knew I could combo Crush a Volcano if I connected a long-ranged Crusher Ball or a long-ranged Double Crush. So I do a lot to try and set up that potential. That if I can get the moves to stun from long range. Oh, that's another amazing thing about Double Crush, by the way. Even though he did a transformation and it blocked like the whole move, he still took lots of stamina damage from that many Ki Blasts hitting him. So even though his transformation tanked with damage, he still lost stamina from doing that, which is good. That's always good. Anything that lowers the enemy stamina closer to your stamina break is ideal in my book. So yeah, here I get to charge up a lot, but if I recall, I actually don't get away with it. I did get away with it. No, that's why I messed up. Yeah, I messed up because you should not try and combo double crush at close range, because the time that it takes for the Ki Blast to travel to the enemies is obviously shorter. Therefore, your own recovery would have less time to like finish before the Ki Blast fully connects. And there's Flash Fist Crush being like one of the saddest counters in the game. Ironic that Hit is like one of the most broken characters in the game and you don't plan on fixing him or changing him. But he has one of the worst counters in the game. And it's not for balance reasons, because you could just choose to not use the counter. But yes, there's Crush of Volcano fully connected. And goddamn, it's really cool to see that move connect. But later in the video, you'll see it completely disappoint and prove to you why, even though Crush of Volcano does good damage and comes out relatively quick, there's a reason why people don't use it, and you'll see it later in the video. Because as good as it is, it's not like the top move in the game. You still have regular Ki Blast ultimates that perform way better, and then you have other Ki Blast ultimates that are just completely disgusting, and they're just like straight upgrades. Some are just cheap, you know, etc., etc. Now, the reason I never get too worried when I see stuff like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is because I always know somewhere in the back of my mind, even if he did have an OP like list of like super attacks to pull from, I guess, it's the fact that he's still Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. His combos are less threatening, and he actually is just more balanced to deal with. So even when I see a custom one and I know they're running Thank You Dragon Balls, I'm never too worried. So you'll see me take it like really easy in this fight because, again, he doesn't have like infinite iframes like the other two Gojitas. Well, not Z Gogeta, but the other two Super Gojitas. And he doesn't have like really fast combos that leads to like instant big damage or just can like infinite you to death. So yeah, I like fighting Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. It's the rare chance you get to fight people playing a balanced character because they think he's OP. Which is nice, to say the least. Look at that Flash Fist. Oh my goodness. That was great. If I recall, I do get a lot of Crush Cannon charge here, but I'm too busy looking at how high my Crush Cannon charge is. I don't actually notice him go for the final flash. So yeah, that's the reason why I get hit by that. But luckily, Crush Cannon is not Fierce Fist. I keep all of those charges, even though I took the damage. I do remember missing the Crush Cannon charges, though, which is very, very unfortunate. But guys, it's me, Steve, the number one worst Xenoverse 2 player, according to everyone who keep cancels. So yeah, I'm just getting more damage in him. I'm trying to set up a scenario where I can use my super attack safely, because Crushable Cannon needs to be set up in a combo. And oh wait, here's a really good double crush opportunity. I know he's gonna try and dash out my combo, so boom, there you go, stun him, and then I get the combo. It's just such a good move. It's so cool. Like, I already know he's gonna try and dash out my combo as best as he can. Look at that counter. Goodness. The second he gets the perfect block, I'm like, hey, I already know what to do. I already understood the assignment. So yeah, you can use these moves really smartly and really well. Of course, they're not gonna be like better than like generic OP like move that gives you infinite iframes while also doing massive damage and setting up a combo. It's not going to be like, oh yeah, there we go. So the Crush Cannon, it didn't miss, but because it was such a high charge, even though it barely hit him, it did so much damage to the point where even though he evaded immediately, you could see how much damage he took from that. That's why I was saving it. Like, yeah, I am disappointed the full thing didn't hit him, but I'm not going to be silly and say, oh, it didn't do anything, because that was a lot of damage. And now I only need to hit him like once for the fight to be over. So you can see I just turn into like a Dragon Ball Fighter's like Zona. I'm just like spamming Ki Blasts across the entire screen. I got my C assists coming out. I got every assist coming out because I just need to nick the guy once and the fight's mine. So I'm using my supers a lot, but then I realized that, hey, I could probably bait him into a grab by just sticking around him and blocking a lot. And because the connection against me and him was actually good, I could actually afford taking that risk. I wasn't going to get grabbed from like a light year away. This is another pretty interesting Xenoverse fight because based on just seeing the Ki Blast Cannon and Super Short God Flash in his build, I already knew he was going to be a tryhard Goku because people just self-report their playstyle before you even see the first action. It's really depressing, but I guess if everyone wants to play like the iRobot meme where so-called free thinkers, then I guess that's fine. I'm not going to stop them from all playing the same and having zero identity. It makes things easier for me. But yeah, playing this guy was weird because he's actually really easy. He's not like hard to beat at all. You'll even see that in the next fight. But it's just the slight thing of me messing around ever so slightly immediately leads to a loss because Xenoverse 2 is a game where you just get punished let me think. You get punished extremely hard if you're playing fair. So I really eat like a lot of dirt here because I'm like, it's fine. I'll just take my time, whatever. I just want to show off my moves. I just want to do like Crush a Volcano and like Crush a Ball and all that extra good stuff. So even though this fight is actually going, this fight is still going in my favor even now. That's the way I see it. Of course I get annoyed by him doing short god flash, right? But it's like, I know the fight's really going in my favor because I'm Steeds. I can manage. See, I just manage. So I'm like, all right, this would be a very easy kill if I just do the heavy combo twice and do Crusher Cannon, right? But I didn't do it. I did Crusher Volcano. 90% of it misses. So I don't know if that was just iframes because the Xenoverse 2. Then I get hit by a counter that is completely invincible on startup, which means there's no way to beat it. And then the dash goes too far and I go into his Kamehameha, even though I could have stamina broken him there and just won, even though I suffered a great loss. So even though I was screwed over by Crusher Volcano and he has Super Short God Flash in his back pocket that is invincible on startup, so that way you can't do anything to it as it's starting up, and then as the counter's ready, it's too late. I was still going to win that, but nope. Xenoverse 2 has me dash just a tiny bit too far, so I walk back into the Kamehameha that I fully avoided, even though all I wanted to do was stamina break him, because guess what? Directional inputs! So fun! 1 million monthly players, yes. Actually, I'm going to let you guys in the comments decide if this game actually does have 1 million monthly players, but first, we'll move on to the hit fight. You guys can just leave that comment now. Do you believe this game actually has 1 million monthly players? I find it hard to believe, but I want to see your opinion, because if you do believe it, I would really like to know the rationality behind it. You might change my mind. But let's go into the hit fight. So now, again, I don't want to sound rude, but the only reason he won the last match was because the game debatably can support 1 million monthly players. That's the only reason why he won the last match. Because in this match, I already know how he plays since I did the Goku fight. And now he doesn't even have Thank You Dragon Balls. So it's basically just it's just super easy. I outlast him because, not to be rude, I know more about the game. And then when it comes to the stamina break, I know exactly when he's gonna limit burst, because that's exactly when he did it last time. So I have my ultimate ready, and I get that big counter damage. And then I follow up even more by doing a hard knockdown into Crush Cannon, which I follow up into a really nice trapped double crush. Here we go. He vanishes, gets hit by it. He uses evasive, gets hit by it. That's an easy. Leave a like, subscribe. I giga brains the whole match because again, it's just that good. All right, it's a good moveset that I have. And I already know how the guy plays. I don't want to be rude. Again, no hate to him. He can do whatever exploits or key cancels or blah 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 that he likes, right? But look, the connection isn't bad. I can do what I like. I'm like Homelander. I can do whatever the fuck I want when the connection's good. All right, but that's enough ego stroking for one video, right? I don't need to say, oh, Steed beats this person or that, because maybe it's actually the super amazing build that carried me this whole video, huh? Maybe you guys have to try that build out now. That's what I think. I'm just going to show the end of this last fight, because the guy, despite the guy's name being tryhard and all that stuff, he actually, and he had the moves on too, but he didn't really play like a tryhard. I think he might have been making a joke, or he was just like messing around, because he didn't play like a tryhard. But I do just want to show the finisher for this fight. So most of the fight, I was trying to bait the guy into doing his limit burst, because he never even limit burst. They didn't key cancel either, and he did X-Ys, but he never dashed out to them, so he didn't get the iframes from it. He just played weird. And I wanted him to limit burst so bad so I could set up some sort of disrespectful combo for him, just like how I did with the hit, because I was like, oh, that was cool, let me do that again. But unfortunately, he actually is just an average player, just like, and I don't mean like an average Xenoverse player, he's an average game player, because he just played the game. That's it. He just had a weird looking build that made it look like he was going to try hard, but no, he was just like some dude who was just having fun in the game. So I think that was pretty cool. It's nice that we get players like that every now and then. But I think that this is a good place to end the video. And if you guys enjoyed the video, obviously again, please leave a like in the video. Don't forget to subscribe to really support the channel. And please let me know what else you'd like to see me try out in the comment section down below. I hope you all enjoyed. And that'll be it. Love you all, and I'll see you all next time. Take care and peace.